lovely Dragon Knights, welcome back for another awesome video about my horrible dating mistakes in the past. Today, I did what I promised and I did a little vote just to see what you guys want me to change something different. I am going to tell the story about how I ended up going on a date with a man who ended up being married. Okay, so this story goes back to 2018 yet again. Seems to be a running theme here. In that year, I was again on Badoo, whatever. This guy's, we'll call him Tyler. We'll call him Tyler. Now, Tyler was a tattoo artist. We met on Badoo because we both are artists or whatever. He has some really good drawings and ink and all that fun, so he did really good work. Before I saw any of that work, though, I will admit the thing that drew me to him in the first place because he had tattoos and long hair, and I was like, "Ooh, okay, my two things. I'm gonna swipe right." So we started talking. I believe Tyler was 25, 26. So at the time I was probably about 21, 22, so around there. Anyway, old enough to know better. So we started talking. We got into a mini debate on Marvel because I like Marvel. I also love DC, but he was a big Marvel fanatic, so we're gonna just talk about that. So after a couple days of talking, we decided to meet up. Now this one we met up, I think at like a park or something, and everything was all nice and dandy. He didn't really try anything. So the next time we met up, we met at his place. I know, stupid. I get there and it was about I think 3 in the afternoon, and I had got out of school. I was bored, so I get over there and we just start watching Game of Thrones, if I remember correctly. It was episode 1. Yes, I'm late. Okay, I know it finished already. I caught up now, but whatever. So I start we start watching it, and I was a nervous wreck, so I began to talk a lot, and he just found it endearing because he was laughing with me. Mostly the fact that like the characters in the first episode of season 1 were like still in the same area as the undead walkers or whatever. I can't remember their name. So I'm basically doing what any other person does. Why would you go back? The horse is freaking out. Leave. Run. Get out of there. You see a dead person walking towards you. You do not keep looking at them. You don't back away slowly. You get the fuck out of there. So I'm going through this rant. So and I began to feel awkward. I got all hot and sweaty. So I decided to do this really really weird thing. I poked him in the side. Just I don't know why I did it, but I did it. I'm an idiot. I know. I'm sorry. So I guess he took that as like, excuse me. I ate some toast strudels. They're freaking delicious. Anyways, so I guess he took that as me wanting to do the do, and he grabbed my face aggressively, like we were in some freaking romance sitcom or something, and began to like slither his tongue down my throat, and in the weirdest way possible, I might add. So after like that, I was like, okay, this is kind of weird, but like, screw it. I'm single, ready to mingle. I have stress in my life. This is fine, whatever. So, so as we were making out, whatever, I had to stop him because my cycle was there. The thing you get once a month, ladies. You know how it is. It was here, and I didn't want to do anything that day. You know what I'm saying? He kept pushing and pushing and pushing me to the point where I ended up leaving that day, I believe. So about a week later, I go back over there. I'm not on my cycle, and we end up doing some stuff. But before that, he was showing me some artwork that he had done, and he was giving me some art tips. He was giving me numbers of people to commissions for me to do commissions for them. Can't speak, and I was all game for it. So I thought it was interesting that like he was giving me tips and helping me out, and I was like, cool, cool. And he even had pit bulls. They were so cute. I can't remember their names. They were so adorable. But something weird happened once 5:30 hit. Mind you, I had been there all day that day. So at 5:30 hit, he told me, "Hey, my roommate's coming back. They don't like people being over. Do you mind heading out early?" I thought that was weird. So, but I complied and said, "Okay, cool." I left. On the way home, I still didn't know why he would want me to leave, I guess. So, then when I got home, I had asked him, "Hey, what's up with your roommates?" Blah, blah, blah. He said they just don't like having people over when they don't know about them. And I said, "Well, I don't mind meeting the roommates because, like, it was kind of weird to have me leave abruptly." So, I did. I left, and he told me whatever, whatever, whatever. So next time I go over there, which is like a week later, it's always once a week with this guy. A week later, he his roommates were still gone, and I was auditioning to be a runway model. I didn't make the cut, but that's cool. That was on my that was on my bucket list, and I scratched it off. I didn't have to make the runway model list. I just had to audition. So good enough for me, cause I'm freaking. It was interesting. I'll say the least. That's another story. Okay, so I get home and he tells me that again his roommates on people over da 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 da. I felt starting to find a little fishy. My woman intuition is going off. Like all the alarm bells are ringing in my head. They're going ding 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 ding. I didn't like that, but I was like, okay, I understand. That's your roommate. That's y'all thing. Cool, cool, cool. So he then told me that I should come by before my audition, since the audition was in the same city that he was in, which was like 30 minutes from my house. Like I live in Houston. If this makes any sense, I live in Houston. He was in the Katy area. If you're from Houston, you know that Houston is basically everything in that area, including Katy. But Katy is a part of Houston, but also not Houston. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever. So I go to his place before I get to the audition, and we do the do whatever, whatever. He made me mad because he messed up my hair, and I have an afro. If you can tell my avatar, afros are hard to stylize, or I say they take a long time to stylize. They're not hard; it just takes a long time to get it right. And once you get it right, you do not want anyone to freaking mess with it. So he messed it up. I had to go in the bathroom and fix my hair, then go to audition. Didn't make the cut. Whatever, whatever. Went home and told him to do it again. So after that, I didn't speak to him for a while because I was really annoyed. And then I guess he was trying to gaslight me. Was saying, "Well, sorry if your hair was it was stupid. He was trying to build some BS, and I wasn't here for it." I said, "Okay, cool, cool, whatever, fine, fine, fine." I didn't hear from this guy for 2, maybe 3 weeks. At that point, I had forgot about him. Whatever, whatever. I had tried communicating at one point, and then I just said, "Screw it, I'm not gonna try." So then he follows me on Instagram, and I was like, "Okay, cool, whatever, whatever." Then I go on his page, and I see him with his wife. He captioned it saying, you know, happy anniversary, baby, da da da, and they had rings on, and he had a kid. I knew about the kid. I knew the kid part. The only reason why that didn't bother me is because I'm 24 now. Guys with kids are really common for my generation and around this age. So like, as long as you're a responsible parent, I don't care. Okay, by the way, the kid was not there when I was there. Because if the kid was there, I would have flipped my shit. Like, you do not do anything sexual with kids in your house with a stranger. That's just me. Like, if you're a parent and your partner is your husband or wife, I can understand that. But if you have a stranger coming into your house and you're like doing the nasty, that's not okay in my opinion. It's not acceptable. At least like parents put their kids to sleep first, and then they go to their room and do their hanky panky. So or send them off. So I knew he had a kid, and the daughter she was so freaking pretty. Oh my god, she was so cute. Like, she was so cute. She could have been like a baby model, and I really hope she was, but again, probably wasn't. So I found out he was married, and then the woman in the picture, I remember her face because he was telling me a story about how she was his crazy ex who kept stalking him, wouldn't leave him alone. And then I was just like, so I was like, he basically finessed me. I don't appreciate it. I was so mad, and I wanted to tell the wife, but like, I didn't, because I couldn't find her Instagram, so I didn't know who she was. Like there was like no um there was no tag account for her, so I couldn't get a hold of her even if I wanted to tell her this information. Like he didn't have a Facebook that I knew of, so it's like I couldn't reach the woman if I wanted to. That's what made me mad. So I just deleted his number, took him off everything, said bump it. I'm not dealing with you anymore. That's horrible. I hated it. Da da da. So a couple weeks after that, I'm not as active on the dating site anymore. Because I'm focusing on other stuff. It's like bump it. I don't really need it. And he sent me a message while I was in class saying, "Hey, what you doing?" I said, "I'm in class. What do you want?" He said, "Well, I was driving on the I-610, or I think it was 16 I-610 freeway or whatever, and my motorcycle broke down. Can you pick me up?" Mind you, at this point, the vehicle I had was a Nissan Pathfinder. I forget the year. I think from like '01, maybe '05. I don't have it anymore. One of the two. And he told me that he was saying that was wondering if I could pick him up and take him home. And I was like, no, like no. I didn't specifically say no. What I said was, oh, that sucks, man. He's like, yeah, no one's picking up the phone to come and get me. And I'm like, really? Oh, that's horrible. He's like, yeah. Do you know anybody? I was like, no. He's like, can you do it? And I was like, I'm in class, man. Oh, so sorry. So I sent him the number for a tow truck in Houston. And that was that. I didn't send him anything else after that. Nothing. I haven't heard from him since. I don't even think he's on Instagram anymore. I don't even know his full name anymore. But yeah, that was the story how I ended up unknowingly was sleeping with a married man. It was horrible. But you live something, you learn something, and you keep going. I mean, his marriage probably didn't make it. She probably figured it out, honestly. But hey, win some, you lose some. Not my problem. So, anyways, guys, that's the story of how I unknowingly dated a married man. That's it for today. Sorry if my mic sounds all over the place. I'm using a headset, like my regular plug-in headphones, because I don't have an actual mic right now, because I don't know where to find one. That doesn't require it to be ordered, delivered to my place. I want to actually buy it, but, Facebook, whatever. Anyways, guys, I'll see you later in the next video. I'll keep another vote tally up for more stories. You guys can figure out which story you want me to tell next, because I kind of want to tell all of them, but I want to tell the ones you're interested in, if you make any sense. Okay, bye, lovelies. Bye.